On coffee out, room of liberation. Believe me, you will feel much liberated after the coffee out. And then we will go together to the cathedral. The cathedral, the most important church we have in Seville, opens from 11 o'clock and on. They usually celebrate the Mass at 10 o'clock. That's why for people going to pray is okay. For us to guide you, have to wait a bit more. We'll end the tour inside of the cathedral, so those who want to go up, to climb up the Giralda Tower, the old minaret, and today the bell tower of our cathedral, you'll of course have the chance to do. You will see the view from the belfry. It will be so beautiful. And to climb up is included in the ticket that we pay for you to go inside the cathedral. And that's why, because the cathedral is at the same time located in downtown, we have everything around. So you have bars, restaurants, something. You can always find something to eat. We're going to turn to the right, and as soon as we turn to the right, Peter said to me to point you out where the subway station is, where you have to leave the metro, the subway, and you will see it's very, very easy. Then you have to go the same street just behind us down to the hotel. Look behind this traffic light on the right hand side where this white car is parked. You read Nervio now on the right hand side. You have to leave the metro here, and look, the hotel is just on the right hand side behind us. It doesn't take from downtown, it takes about maybe 7-8 minutes, not longer, and then you will be at the Hotel Los Libreros. If you look from now on, straight on the background, look, we start seeing a big tower. This is the symbol of the city. It's called Giralda. It takes the name from the statue, but even we are very far away from the tower, we can still recognize something very, very dark on the top. It's a statue, is a weather vane which still turns with the wind. The turn in Spanish means girar. That's why we call the weather vane itself Giraldillo, and gives the name to the whole tower, Giralda. It's about 300 feet in height. Was built 900 years ago. It was the minaret where our Muazzin, our Muslim, used to go up to cry people 5 times a day to pray, because it was not very easy. He had to go up about 210 feet every day 5 times. He was thinking on doing something similar, but not on foot, and he was so smart. He was riding all time his donkey. Imagine to go up on riding the donkey. Of course, steps have been not very, very comfortable. That's why be happy inside the Giralda Tower. We don't have steps. We don't have even an elevator. We just have ramps. So we can reach about 210 feet in less than 10 minutes. That's why when we end the tour, we'll point you out how to reach the tower. You will always get to the tower from the inside of the cathedral. And then look at the lovely day. Now the temperature is lovely, it's very, very nice. About 19 degrees Celsius in the city, means around 66 Fahrenheit. Later on we're going to reach about 99 Fahrenheit, 93 Fahrenheit, and be happy. About 3 weeks ago we even got 125 in the shade. Thanks goodness, it's always very, very dry, not very, very humid, so we don't sweat so much, but it can be very, very hot. Not today, thanks goodness. So now we're going to turn to the left. When we cross this avenue, turning to the left, if we will go down the street, this is called Puerta de la Carne, the meat, M-E-A-T, the meat gate. We used to have 900 years ago on our now right hand side the city walls. The city walls have been destroyed at the beginning of the 20th century, and nowadays we are just keeping the names. So on the right hand side we see the Murillo Gardens, gardens dedicated to the famous painter Bartolomé Esteban Murillo. He was born in the city. He even died not far away from this green area, and that's why for the Ibero-American Fair in 1929 the city dedicated these gardens to him. Some of his paintings are still hanging on the walls of our cathedral, and that's why later on, of course, we have to talk about him. Look please now to the right inside the gardens. Later on we're going to pass by, because from this point on we're going to start walking. The Columbus monument, even in the middle we recognize his ship, La Santa Maria. Later on we're going to talk about him, about his journeys going to the Indies. Even he at least arrived in the West Indies. Everything according to the history about America is kept in our downtown. We still have an archive of Indies that when we pass by I'm going to point you out. Look in front of you now. Sorry, there is a fountain. In the middle of the fountain we still have 4 statues representing the 4 seasons of the year: spring, autumn, winter and summer. All the fountains in the city will start from 10 o'clock and on. Now we are very sleepy. It's still very sleepy. It's quite early for us. Even from September and on many people start working again. The summer have been quite long for students, for the teachers, but they have to work again. Look please now to the right. The big square building from the Baroque time, from the 17th century, was the place where our lovely Carmen, do you remember her? The cigar maker used to work the tobacco coming from Cuba. This was the tobacco factory 400 years ago. And don't forget, tobacco in those days, in the Columbus times, was as important, as expensive as gold and silver have been. That's why around the building, like in the castle, there is a moat, used to be full of water and with alligators, with crocodiles to defend the tobacco that we put on the roof of the ceiling, on the roof of the building, because envy was, as it is, very big. Have a look to the right hand side now. Look at this beautiful dome cupola made of ceramics. The building was built in 1929 as one of the pavilions for the Ibero-American Fair. This was the fair that we celebrated in the city in 1929, and we celebrated the discovery of America. So our king in those days, Alphonse XIII, the grandfather of our king Juan Carlos, he invited by himself all the American countries except Canada, plus Portugal and Brazil, to celebrate together the discovery of America. That's why we built on the south of the city many of these pavilions, and one that we have seen with the cupola made of tiles was the pavilion of Seville in those days. So ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, there are many buses here. The reason is the building on the right hand side is so beautiful, so amazing, that we're going to enter there, and the name is Plaza de España, the Square of Spain. We take the whispers with us. We're going to spend there about 20 minutes. I will explain you everything about the building, and later on, of course, we're going to have some free time to take beautiful pictures, and then together we'll come back to the bus. So what you maybe don't need in 20 minutes, of course you can leave it in the bus, because later on we're coming back together, and then the bus driver is going to drop us, remember, at the Murillo Gardens. Thank you very much. Let's get on. Thank you. Gracias, guapo.